Well, hello, 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 and good evening, or is it good morning, good day, good afternoon, maybe good night to a few of you. But wherever you are, welcome. Welcome to Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. That's what we're all about. I am Joy Ruffin, and my work is as a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. I work with women who are transitioning from one something to another and who want to amp up their wow factor. It's all about leadership of self first. I'm excited tonight. Don't I get excited all the time? You bet I do, because I love the women that I bring to you, because it's all about sharing and collaborating with you. So I want you to just sit back and relax and get comfortable. Tonight, our featured guest speaker, oh, I'm so excited to share her with you tonight. Tina Lilly is your money coach and a speaker. Tina Lilly is a financial coach, and I love her title, the Budget Banker LLC owner. Oh, my. We have so much to talk about tonight. And all the time, and I'm going to share a little bit more with you about Tina, but all the time I was thinking about Tina, and I bet you'll be thinking too. I was thinking about the TV series, The Apprentice, where the song that they were singing all the time, money, 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 money. You remember that? And For the Love of Money by the OJs. Oh, my goodness, because most of us can never have enough knowledge and knowing about money. So tonight, Tina is going to share with us a lot of information. So my friends, sit back, relax, get comfortable, whatever that is to you, and help me to welcome our featured guest speaker tonight, Tina Lilly, the Budget Banker. I love your title, Tina. Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so grateful to be here.
Well, you're no more grateful and happy than I am to have you here, because money, we're all in business, every type of business. And all of us, no matter how swift, sharp, and smart we are with money, we can never know enough about money and the management of money. And I love your title, the Budget Banker, because that's what we all need to begin with knowing. So tell me a little bit about you and how you came to this before we get started. How did you get into the banking business? Give us a little bit of your background.
Sure. It's kind of interesting. So banking was the first job that I had after college,
Ah.
and I loved it. And I worked my way up from teller up to a branch manager, and did it for many decades and enjoyed it so much. And I just love to connect with the customers and building those relationships and helping them to manage their money. But it wasn't just helping them, I learned a lot from them as well. And then I was able to teach that to others. And then also, I was a Habitat for Humanity coach for many years. And
Ah.
that kind of when I really got into the budget banking, because I helping them to create a budget and a spending plan so then they could get their down payment and also their closing costs to make that purchase. And so it was very rewarding.
Oh my goodness, Tina, thank you for sharing that story. I didn't know that, but I have to tell you that I have two friends actually, who work for Habitat for Humanity. And one is a financial person, and the other is, I'm not quite sure exactly what, but they have been doing this volunteer work for them for a lot of years. And it's a great organization. It's interesting how we all get involved with what we're doing and love it, and then become supportive to other people who are striving to get to where they want to be in life. So tell us, you gave me a lot of food for thought here, but I want to start off, because you alluded to it in a small way. What is a good money mindset, and how do we get there? How do we get it?
Well, it's all, yeah, we had, so when we're children, of course, we're instilled with beliefs and values from our
Mhm.
parents or from our, maybe we had older siblings or teachers, grandparents, and they put all their money beliefs on us. And so we believe them. And then we go through our entire lives with that mindset. And it really takes a conscious effort to change it. And so I grew up with all of those sayings. My parents would say, "Money doesn't grow on trees," and "Tina, we're not made of money." And so, and one of the big ones that they used to say to me was about patience. Good things come to those who wait. And I never could understand, why do we have to wait?
I love that. I love that story. And I like that ending. Why do we have to wait? But you know what you said, that's really everything. But the belief systems that most of us are imbued in our upbringing with, it's today, especially more so than maybe before, a little bit warped and outdated because how we view money. And I'm often thinking about, because I'm writing something now about the love of money, but more important than that, the respect for money, which is a big, big difference. And you cannot live without money. So you have to have a certain regard and respect for it. But the love of it that consumes you, not so good. So I like that explanation, because the belief that many, and I love that money doesn't grow trees. I mean, I think we all heard that at some point in time. That's true. How do we get away from, or how do you support people in getting away? Because I love the work that you're doing and how you started off with the title Budget Banker, because no matter how proficient you are with money management, it's good to get to the foundational basis. So how do you shift people from identifying the blocks that they have and limiting beliefs and going further?
Right. Well, so identifying their limiting beliefs or any blocks that they might have around money, that's the first step, because if you have to come to a realization of the position or the place that you are. And once you know that, then you can start changing. So of course, if we've had trouble with money in the past, it's because it's routine, it's habit to go and do some retail therapy, or to maybe spend more than what we bring in. And
Yes.
we've gotten in a habit of that. So what I do with my clients is create better habits. And that starts with, I love the Miracle Morning. I love the acronym. It's SAVERS. And so that's kind of where I start. So the first S stands for silence, and it's really quieting that mind chatter. So between our ears, our brain is a supercomputer, and so it's constantly running scenarios, and we worry about everything. But when you can silence that chatter, then you can tap into other things. And so I love that. And then of course, A is for affirmations, V is for visualization, E is for exercise, just getting the blood pumping, and moving the blood in our body to help us focus more, getting it up to our brain. And then R is for reading and getting educated. A lot of times once we're out of high school or college, we stop educating ourselves. And I think it's important to stay curious. And then that last S in Savers is scribe. And that is, I have my clients write in a gratitude journal, and gratitude can go very deep. And when you're in gratitude, you're in thanks. And when you're in thanks, you're in a receiving state. So more opportunities flow into your life. So that's kind of how I change the way that they view money.
I think that's absolutely ducky. I really do. You know why? And personally, and it's never about me or about you, it's about the people you're serving and working with and giving hopefully value to. But acronyms work, because once you give them something and then they have the outline for it, they can work within those realms. And Savers, the way that you gave it to us, is good, because what we start off with, most all of us, Tina, are habits and beliefs that might have been good back in the day, but we're in a whole new era of living life now. And so it's time to change, alter, upgrade our habits and get more into a money mindset that's going to serve us best. So I think that's great. How did you come up with that acronym? Is that something that you created yourself, or is that something that you received from someone else? Because acronyms are really, they can be very potent and very powerful.
Yeah, no, I received. There's a book called The Miracle Morning, and he talks about that in the book. And so I've kind of taken that and used it with my clients. But yeah, the biggest thing with me is gratitude, and then of course the management of money. And so a lot of times we're extremely passive with money, and we're not proactive. And so creating a budget. Some people think that's a dirty six-letter word, but really it is showing your respect.
I love that. It's true, though. That's why I'm chuckling. But you know what you mentioned too before, Tina, that's really more than powerful. By the way, I have this insatiable sense of curiosity, and that's why I do what I do. I love making new connections, meeting people, and really dialoguing, connecting with them. You mentioned the morning magic, the morning maiden. What was that? What type of booklet are we talking about? Is that a
It's called,
biblical?
yep, it's called The Miracle Morning.
The Miracle Morning?
Yes.
Ah, and is this something that people can publish anywhere? Is it something that's giving us food for thought and insight and what?
Yeah, it's it's a great book. It's really just changing routine. And so that's one of the where I start with my clients. And the E is so funny. So when they work with me, I give them a 6-month membership to do Tai Chi. And so Tai Chi is really kind of like martial arts, but in slow motion. But there's harmony and balance within the body, and that helps to move that energy around, because ultimately we are energy. And
Absolutely.
raising that vibration, you can tap into more of the subatomic particles around you that contain information, and information and knowledge is money.
Oh my goodness. I have a lady, I'm all about connections, collaborations, and having each and every beautiful soul that I meet here connect. There's a lady, you mentioned Chi, and she is doing something that connects with that. Her name is Nancy Muller, and I'm going to have you two meet and connect, because you never know what kind of collaboration or benefit and value you can offer to each other, and but because she's into that realm in a different way.
Yeah.
But I love the title, The Miracle Morning. That's a good title. The Miracle Morning.
Yes.
Is that it?
That's it.
I like that. I'm going to look that up, because my curiosity now, I want to know more. What
Absolutely.
do you want, and how do you want to support us, anyone who comes to you, in getting to their financial goals? You gave us the acronyms and the habits and the beliefs and changing and all of that, which most of us kind of know, but it's implementing, getting them going. How do you get us to our financial goals, contingent upon the individual?
Right. So generally where I start so it's kind of funny. So my program is really broken up into 3 different segments, but
Good.
all consuming. So they're all going at the same time. But the first one is creating that budget. And a lot of times, yeah, we don't want to create it because we think it's something painful. And what happens is, in the past, we might have tried a budget, but what happened was we made it so restrictive that we couldn't stick to it. And
Yes.
you can't do that. What I do with my clients is, not only do they fill out a budget questionnaire, but they also fill out a lifestyle questionnaire. And, we only have the moment. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. It's not promised. So what we have to do,
Yes.
we can pay bills, and we can invest money, and we can still have the lifestyle we want all at the same time. It's just changing the way that we spend money. And so I
Yes.
have my clients spend all of it on paper at the first of the month. So we create a budget. I do all of mine through Google Sheets. And really, all they have to do, I create the budget for them, and they go in and put in their transactions, and then we tweak it together. But the budget is according to their lifestyle, so it's not so restrictive. They're still enjoying money. And I think that's the key, is if you're not enjoying money, then you're not going to stick with anything. And so if you, like, for instance, if you want to get eyelashes, if you want to get massages, if you want to go get your nails done, you can get all that done and still pay off the debt and still save money. It's just creating a plan to put all that together. And but that's where I like to start.
Well, that's a good place to start. And you know what you said, you're giving us a lot of nuggets here, but what you said is so true for most of us. I can only speak for myself, but I also am very observant and intuitive, and I can see what and feel what's around me. A lot of people do see budgets, Tina, as a painful kind of thing. And what you're incorporating is a lifestyle. Most people, and I'm not judging, but it happens to be proven over and over and over, live above their means. And so it's hard for them to incorporate the lifestyle that's necessary for what they need with the budget that they have. So you have a good job set out for yourself, because it is a whole new way of thinking, and absolutely having respect and love for money in a different regard for love and respect for money. And it doesn't have to be painful. That's what you're saying, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be painful.
it doesn't have to be painful at all. And then also, while they're doing my program, they keep a journal, and I call it a gratitude journal, but it has a whole lot of that, because we not only talk about gratitude, but we also talk about the things that we're manifesting in our lives, and what are our dreams and aspirations for the future. And you have to start with that dream to make it come to reality. And so it's having the dream and then putting forth inspired action to create it. And then
Yes.
yeah, so I love the gratitude journal. A lot of people are so superficial with their gratitude, but
Yes.
gratitude go extremely deep. And so
Mm.
I really challenge my clients to go as deep as they can. And in doing so, the more grateful they are, the more opportunities and money and romance and physical environment and personal growth, all of that comes into play, and it creates a beautiful life for them. And so we work through all of that. And then, of course, the third part of my program, which is I think the most fun, is
Woo-hoo.
really playing with quantum physics.
Oh my goodness. Now you're really talking my language. Now, Tina, you said a mouthful there and a lot of things that I want to address, but I'm going to take a quick little reset. Carilla's
Okay.
going to put you in the green room. And when I come back, we're going to tap dance back to gratitude. But we're also going to talk about how deep one has to go. And we're going to really speak a wee bit more about gratitude and what you said and what you ended with. And don't forget, because I won't, and I'll come back to you in just a second. That was
Okay.
very, very powerful, all of that information. My friends, let me share this with you. Every beautiful soul lady that I bring to you here on Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, you have an assignment. And your assignment is to connect with her and her with you, because we all need each other. Even if it's not the circle that you want to dance in, you might know someone who could benefit by the knowledge, the love, and the information that she's bringing to you. I want you, if you're not a member of my group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, well, you belong there. You need to be there. It's such a great group of women. And all of these women are leaders in the field that they're in. They're all about sharing their wisdom, their knowledge, and their love with you so that you can get to where you need to go, whatever the lifestyle is that you're pursuing. And money management is a big part of that. Also, as a last reminder, well, actually, it's not a last reminder. It'll be one more, I think. I have a masterclass coming up on November the 2nd, which is a Thursday, and that's going to be at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. And that masterclass is going to be absolutely filled, packed with goodies that you'll be able to benefit by. Why? Because we're looking for leaders here. Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies is not just a name. It's not just a title. We're seeking you, because you are a leader in whatever arena or circle you're in, group. And so come and join us, because we love to have you there. Join us at the masterclass and join my Facebook group. And then at the end here, we're going to show you just briefly her big poster for her free webinar that she's having on October the 26th. And we'll speak to that a wee bit later so that you can take a screenshot or a snapshot. But Tina, I want to come back to you because you ended with something that I wanted to really speak a wee bit more about, especially when it comes to money. I think we lost Tina. Her phone, she was having some issues with her equipment setup. Oh, my friends, it happens all the time. What can I say? But I wanted to go back and speak with her a little bit about gratitude, because gratitude is really important. You know, most of us, for all the different varying reasons, we just tend to accept any and everything. And many of us, far too many of us, we have this entitlement. You owe me. Oh, Tina, you're back. Good for you. You went out there for a moment, but I knew you'd be back. Okay, she's a little fuzzy, but she's back. Tina, it's okay. It's all right. We never stop dancing here. We just keep going. But I wanted to go back to what you spoke about and end it with and expound on it a wee bit more, because when it comes to money, managing your money, being powerful with your money and in charge of your money with respect and regard, you have to have the gratitude. So speak to us a little bit more about gratitude and how it applies to being able to budget your money in the best way for oneself. Are you there?
Yeah, so it's really just I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I
Hello.
can.
Okay.
I can hear you.
All right.
I can hear you.
So it's yeah, it must be something going on. But yeah, it's
It's okay.
really
Go.
whenever you're in gratitude, first of all, we have to think about self-worth. And so
Yes.
think about all the things that have come into your life and made you the person that you are. And a lot of people live in victim mentality. And so I really try to help them out of victim mentality. And the way out of that is through gratitude. So a lot of times people are grateful for their family, they're grateful for their job, but they really don't go deep with the gratitude. So let's use an example here. So for instance, your electricity. You can say, oh, I'm so grateful for my electricity. But why are you grateful for it? You're grateful because you can walk in at night and flip on the lights and you can see. You should be grateful that if you have an electric water heater, you can take a hot shower. You can, if you have an electric stove, you can cook a hot meal for your family.
Yes.
And not only that, but just being able to do all of that, and then you have the money to pay for that bill, and in doing having that electric service, then that gives somebody else a job, and then they receive a paycheck, so they're able to provide food for their family. And it can go deeper than that, but it's just trying to change people's way of thinking so they are more grateful. And I really like to look at one of the things that I also like to look at is our life energy. So
Yes.
whenever we I'm going to use a quick example. So if you were wanting to buy $100 pair of shoes and you only made $20 an hour, well, it would take 5 hours to buy that pair of shoes, right?
Tina.
But, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Stop right there, because you're giving me so many flashes here in the best way. Because what you mentioned, you started off to talk about gratitude, but you mentioned self-worth, self-love, know thyself. Unfortunately, it alludes back to what we spoke to earlier, because when you're living outside of your lifestyle and above your money means, you don't really have the sense of self-worth and self-love that you need. So
That's
what you're
right.
doing in a different way with money management is supporting people to go deep and manage their money. So what you were just starting to speak about, which is what I myself have just started to do, put dollars away to save, to get something that you want that's not in your budget right here and now. I know that's where you were going, right? Yes. Speak to that.
Yes. So going back to that self-worth. So if you're spending money and you're not even thinking about the consequences of spending, a lot of times what we do, if we don't value our self-worth and we don't have self-love, then we spend it frivolously, and then we wonder what happened. And so I'm always bringing my clients, they do some retail therapy every once in a while, but then I bring them back and go, okay, let's
I
look at
like
those
that.
financial goals that you want to hit. And if we look at the life energy, so the $20, if you're making $20 an hour, takes 5 hours to buy that $100 pair of shoes. Now, I'm not mentioning taxes come out of that money, wear and tear on your car, the clothes that it takes to go to that job, lunch is out, all of that. So really you're working a whole lot more hours just to buy that one pair of shoes. Is it a good value? Is it a good trade to buy that one pair of shoes for 5, 6, 7 hours of your life energy? And sometimes it's not, but
Yes.
but we buy it because we want to keep up with somebody else. So what we're doing is we're comparing our lives to somebody else. And
Well,
we're all on a journey and we all have our own things, but yeah,
yes.
you have to respect the money that comes in and the life energy that you give to
Yes.
buy the things that you want and to have the things that you want. And so I really keep bringing people back to what are your dreams? What kind of lifestyle do you want to lead?
Okay, you're getting there, and I tell you, the time flies here. Ultimately, what you're saying and what I completely concur with, I get it, I understand it, because I've been there and I know what it is to live above the dollars that you have in the bank. And in budgeting is so important. And what you started off with, painful, it doesn't have to be. And when you learn how to do it in the best way, it can be. And I love your retail therapy, because it's retail, it's about money, it's about dollars coming in, coming out, and how you're going to apply it to your lifestyle. Lifestyle is another key element that you brought in here. And this is something that came to me while you were talking, because even though it's about money, Tina, this came to me because it's not original. It's from somewhere else. I can't remember where. It's nothing personal. It's just business, and money is business. But what is
Yes.
the business that you want, and what is the lifestyle that you want to have the money to live that? It means you have to budget. It's just that simple. So tell me, yes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yes, it really is.
How do you get people to identify? I think you alluded to it, but a little bit more before we wrap up here. How do you get people to identify what it is that they really want? because most people, especially when you're young and you're evolving, you live outside of your means. Most do. But then at some point, mid-range, whatever that is for the individual, we have to really get into the budgeting. And I'm not even asking you what age range, but I would think most of your clients are between 35, 55, somewhere in there. But what is it that how do you get them to realize what it is that they really want and then channel them with the budgeting in that direction?
Yeah, so I really just ask them to go within, and and that's the whole key right there, is going within into your heart. And what are the things that truly make you happy? Buying a new pair of shoes, well, it's temporary happiness. And when you really go deep, you realize, you want happiness, but you want happiness maybe around other people, and maybe you want peace, and maybe you want love. And one of the things that I see all the time, because I work with my clients on all areas of their life, and if they're having trouble with money, then they're having trouble in another area. So sometimes they want a partner, they want romance, but they won't put themselves out there, and they don't feel deserving of that. And so what they do is they go and they spend to get that instant dopamine hit that makes them feel good. It releases serotonin, and it's like, woo, I feel great. But then they have regret afterwards. And this is what I love the most. So on their budget, if they overspend, it goes red or green. So I have visual cues to let them know that they're going over budget in a particular category. And if they go over budget, then we have to figure out, well, where's that money coming from? And then they have to take it out of one of those lifestyle goals, whether it's vacation or emergency savings, or maybe they can't get their nails done because they went and had some retail therapy. So, I'm always bringing them back to go, okay, you made this mistake, and that's okay. We all have hiccups. But now, where is that money coming from? And we're going to have to move it around from a category that they told me that they really wanted.
Yes.
And
Yeah, well, you know what you spoke to is, and it's good that you do that, because so many of us, myself included, you put Band-Aids, and that Band-Aid is a temporary soothing method, whatever style or method you're using. And so getting into a budget, which I am just discovering, sad to say, but I speak my truth, and getting to know and manage my own me. And it's not easy, but you have to do it. If you want that freedom that you spoke about, and that peace and that love of self, we have to go there. So I really celebrate and applaud the work you're doing. I want Kirill to put up that poster that you're doing. I think it's October the 26th. Tell us a little bit about that, and let's get some people to come and share with you about what you're doing. Share us a little bit about this.
It's a free online webinar, and it's going to be Thursday, October the 26th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And maybe it's 30 minutes long. And of course, I always have multiple people ask me questions at the end of it, but it's really just how to get started with budgeting. So they can go to my website and download a free budget and get started on their own. And, at thebudgetbanker.com. And so it really is, and it really helping them to understand how to budget. And so if I was to offer any advice, start one category at a time and work your way through it, and always start with food, because food costs will get away from you faster than anything else. And that's dining out. And I have people tell me, oh, they only spend a few $100s a month. And then when we really take a look at their transactions, it's in the thousands. So just got to start paying attention to that.
I think that's sage counseling that you're giving us. And it's always baby steps, Tina, no matter what we're doing. We have, because we all think and want this overnight, but everything takes time. And I didn't know, I love learning. Food is where you begin with your budget. That's important, because I go shopping every other day. So I know my budget is way over what it needs to be. So I'll take a closer look at that. Tina, the time flies here, but thank you. You are a marvel. I love what you're doing. Don't stop, because we all need you. Even those who are so proficient and all knowing, they need you too. So thank you. Kirill is going to put you in the green room, and my pleasure. And she'll be putting you in the green room, and I'll be with you in just a second. What can I say? This has, for me, and I hope it has been for you, a powerful conversation. She gave us so many nuggets, priceless gems, little bit, baby steps. That's where we all begin with anything. But sometimes we forget I did. I do from time to time, and I bet you do as well. My friends, wherever you are, whatever you're about, whatever you're doing, be and stay well. Look after you so that you can look after all the people who need you. They need your love, your wisdom, your guidance, your knowledge, and everything that you can offer them that will give them benefits and value. And as always, I'm sending you much, much love from my heart to your heart. Embrace it, embody it. And until we meet again soon, you be and stay well. Much love, much love. Cheers.